As soon as I walked off the elevator, I heard screaming and crying, "I'm gonna do it! It's not worth living anymore!" After hearing the shocking and heartbreaking comments, I broke through the office door guarding the empty room, where a woman was standing motionless, looking out the window. Without noticing my entrance, the woman continued howling at herself. "You might as well take your life now. Your cancer is spread everywhere. You are meaningless and unimportant to your kids. Better yet, you can't even make them dinner or even get up to fucking play with them." It was at that moment that she made her mind up that killing herself is the only way to make her children's life easier. She stopped talking and slowly moved towards the open door onto the balcony. She then made her way onto the chair sitting outside and headed for the top of the ledge. Without thinking, I ran outside, grabbing and pulling onto her arm before she had a chance to make it all the way up. We both fell back onto the balcony. Laying on the floor, we locked eyes and tears began to rush from both of our faces. She sobbed, "That was the first time in my life that someone cared enough to help me." After a couple of minutes of recovering from the shock, I helped the 51-year-old heartbroken woman up and inside the office to one of the empty desks. After talking for just a few moments, I discovered Cynthia was extremely depressed, caused by the deadly battle with her weight and her newly found thyroid cancer. Deep inside my heart, I felt I had to help. So I decided to give her the one secret that would instantly bankrupt the weight loss industry. The one thing that the entire weight loss, health, nutrition, and pharmaceutical companies must keep hidden so that they can keep cashing in on innocent people's misery and pain. I pulled out my wallet and gave her a simple 24-hour lean belly juice recipe that recently destroyed 22 pounds of belly fat from my 55-year-old mother's belly, who struggled with depression and her weight after her second divorce. And I told Cynthia that all I wanted her to do was to try it for a week and let me know if it helps. I helped her downstairs and drove her back to her home. In just a few days' time, I received the most uplifting news from Cynthia. She said, "Dr. Miracle, you turned my life around." She lost an astounding 8 pounds of pure fat in a record-setting 3 days. After 2 weeks, she lost 19 pounds. And today, 6 months later, Cynthia, at 51 years of age, weighs a healthy 115 pounds and has been able to maintain it for weeks. She even went to her oncologist, the one who discovered the metastasis or spreading of her cancer. After a week of running tests, he was utterly amazed and thrilled to report back to Cynthia that her body was completely clear of cancer. And let me make this very clear. I'm not a doctor of any kind, and I have never claimed to be one. But the fact is this. Over the years, tens of thousands of people gave me the nickname Dr. Miracle, because so many people were getting results so fast, losing every inch of body fat from their bellies, that it felt it had to be a miracle or an act of God to see the results so fast. So yes, people call me Dr. Miracle, all starting from the lean juice recipe I gave Cynthia on a Post-it note. But to answer your obvious question, no, Cynthia did not do any crazy fad diets or spend hundreds of dollars on fat burners or natural chemicals. For a matter of fact, she didn't even go to the gym during the entire weight loss journey because she didn't have time while working the typical 9-to-5 job. The only thing Cynthia did was go to the kitchen first thing in the morning and quickly make the 24-hour lean belly juice concoction that I gave to her each and every day, which helped her lose instant body fat in just hours. Cynthia noticed her energy was higher throughout work, so much so that she even cut out her morning and afternoon coffee. But the best part was this. She could visibly see the fat melting off her body, and even her clothes became so big on her, they started to fall off. Now, Cynthia is able to be the mom she always wanted to be, spending more time playing games and running around outside with her children. Before I continue with the story of how this secret unusual recipe was able to change Cynthia's life in just a matter of days, I want to introduce myself. My name is Michael, and I'm the man who was lucky enough to be walking out of the elevator and onto the 22nd floor of the same office building Cynthia was in. I am also the man who pulled her off of the balcony and eventually saved her life. Today, I want to share with you my secret 24-hour lean belly juice recipe that removed nearly 80 pounds of fat from Cynthia's body and even destroyed the cancer cells taking over her entire insides. But before I do, I want to talk about how a 47-year-old mother of 3 who was overweight, depressed, and even diagnosed with thyroid cancer got in that horrible and uncomfortable position in the first place. Many people do not understand the deathly consequences of just being slightly overweight, nonetheless extremely obese. Cynthia has drastically been gaining weight in her hips, stomach, thighs, and legs for several years now. ever since her husband was killed serving our country in Iraq after the 9/11 bombing, and she had to take care of her 3 children by herself. Time became limited. Cynthia worked 7 days a week in her 9-to-5 job just to be able to afford a babysitter to take care of her children while she was out. Over time, she developed deep depression where she found comfort in the food she ate. This whole situation was a double-edged sword. She was so incredibly upset that she ate more food, but the heavier and more obese she became, Cynthia fell deeper into despair. All of the combined struggles really took a toll on her. One night, while Cynthia and her kids were eating dinner, she felt something. It was a feeling of dizziness, extreme difficulty of breathing, and hallucinations that she had never experienced before. Freaked out, she ran over to her neighbor's house and begged the wife to watch her kids while the husband took her to the hospital. Without hesitation, they agreed. So Cynthia jumped into the passenger seat and they raced off to the ER. After arriving, she was immediately rushed to a room to meet with a doctor. The doctors ran a bunch of different tests over 2 hours before determining that Cynthia actually had a mental breakdown. She was prescribed 3 different medications that were meant to be taken every day, twice a day. And they also told her that losing weight would help tremendously for her depression and mood, and to try dieting and working out 3 times a week. This was the point where she knew she wanted to turn things around, not just for herself, but for her children. She, like everyone else, fell for the same health and weight loss myths that have taken over our world, created by all these corporations as schemes to get more people to buy their product. After spending months starving herself, taking different pills and vitamins, trying peculiar exercises and equipment, she went nowhere. In fact, she landed up gaining a lot more weight and fat than she started with. Well, studies from multiple sources, such as the University of California, Los Angeles, and the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, both have shown that although some might lose weight from a fad diet, over 95% of people who try them gain the weight back, plus more. Unfortunately, Cynthia fell victim to those ridiculous gimmicks, paying hundreds of dollars for the answer to her problems. You have to understand the body is an amazing and interesting machine and is way smarter and more complex than people believe. But the orthodox ways of weight loss does not support the claim that hundreds of years ago people have been far more fit than ourselves. Have you ever thought about that? When Cynthia tried to starve herself by cutting calories, she headed in the opposite direction. Her body held on to as much fat as possible because it needed that fat for energy and everyday functions. This is especially true for all people as soon as they get into their late 30s. As you age, your metabolism will eventually slow down and diminish, making weight loss even more complicated. This, in turn, made Cynthia's aging process start so much faster than normal. No one wants to be in their early 40s and look like they're in their late 50s, or be the age of 60 and look like you're 80. Now, Cynthia's hospital appointments became regular checkups. She was having multiple breakdown episodes a week that were often embarrassingly happening in front of her boss, coworkers, kids, family, and friends. The doctors were continuously pushing her to take more and more expensive medications that didn't even remove or reduce the symptoms of a mental breakdown. Miserable, Cynthia finally demanded that her doctors run more tests because she knew there had to be something wrong. The hospital said that they would report back to her in a couple of weeks with any new results. With some time passed and not knowing what to expect, Cynthia finally received a phone call from her doctor saying to come to his office as soon as possible to go over the results. After leaving work in a hurry and rushing over to the hospital, Cynthia sat down in front of the doctor. In a quiet and mournful voice, she was informed of a cancer found in her thyroid. Not just that, but the cancer has spread all over her body, leaving her with no treatment or medication that can save her. The doctor said she has between 6 to 8 months to live and to start getting her things in order, such as her will, her kids, her job, and home. Not knowing what to say, Cynthia ran out of the office with tears in her eyes, got in her car, and went to her favorite fast food restaurant, searching for some happiness and relief. After sitting in her car bawling while devouring a bunch of greasy food, she thought about her next move. And this is where Cynthia and my story meet. She drove to the office building she works in, went up the elevator to the 22nd floor, and went into the nearest empty office where all the employees already left for the day. She approached the balcony, opened the door, and put a chair in front of the ledge outside. As you already know, this is where I come in and help her save her own life. After I gave Cynthia my simple 24-hour lean belly juice secret recipe. I didn't just help her lose weight, I gave her a new life, one full of hope. No one, especially Cynthia, could believe in the kind of results she experienced. Without working out, fasting, or spending tons of money, I was able to transform Cynthia. Just over 3 months after that day on the ledge, Cynthia weighed in at an incredible 125 pounds, 75 pounds less than she was on that tragic day. Not just that, Cynthia went in for a checkup where the doctor ran a couple more tests. Astonished and confused, he found 0 cancer cells in Cynthia's body. To make sure, he took a couple more tests and samples and said he would get back to her in a week. The most exciting news Cynthia ever heard was exactly a week later from her doctor saying that she was completely 100% clear of her thyroid cancer that she was supposed to die from. The doctor ended saying, "Cynthia, this is nothing short of a miracle, so congratulations. And I hope to never see you in my office again. Keep up the great work." After seeing Cynthia's results and how easy the lean belly juice zapped her fat away, I was convinced that I needed to reveal it to the world. Over a third, let me repeat that, over a third of people in the United States are in the category of obese. After discovering this astonishing fact, I knew there were millions of people, not just in the US, but in the world, who are currently going through the same struggles Cynthia was. I also want to reveal some unbelievable and truly shocking research that has to do with a popularly used fat-storing hormone that is injected into some of the most common fruits and vegetables. That toxin creates a substantial amount of inflammation in and around your stomach, causing you pain and discomfort, bloatedness, and even grabs onto your fat, keeping you from losing that stubborn weight. Personally, I think the worst part is how unknowing the general population is about all of the tricks and stunts the medical and pharmaceutical companies pull to keep bringing in large amounts of revenue. I know, it's almost impossible to believe everything I'm telling you, trust me. It took me a while to believe it too, until I saw it with my own eyes. I wanted to see if the lean belly juice worked for other people from totally different backgrounds, cultures, ages, and races. I handed out the recipe to a couple of different friends who I knew were looking to get rid of that unwanted belly fat, but they are extremely busy people who didn't have time to work out or prep meals or even think about their food. The results were outstanding. My closest friend, Jeffrey, a full-time trial attorney, is 53 years old. Over the last couple of years, he has slowly been gaining more and more fat. Well, when Jeffrey went to his most recent checkup, his physician was worried about his weight. Jeffrey hit an all-time high of 235 pounds, which is a lot considering he was only 5'9". His doctor ran a couple of tests and noticed that his blood pressure was unusually high and that he could be at risk for type 2 diabetes if he doesn't make changes immediately. Jeffrey unfortunately fell into the same trap as everyone else trying to lose weight. He tried all the crazy diets, specifically one called intermittent fasting, which focuses on only eating between a 6-hour window in the day, followed by an 18-hour fast until the next meal. The effects that some of these diets can cause are worse than when they start. The person ends up creating an unhealthy relationship with food, followed by more weight gain, finished with a patient who is medically in a worse condition than before. In just 3 days of trying the lean belly juice, Jeffrey lost an astounding 5 pounds of pure fat. Within 1 month, an amazing 24 pounds. Finally, in just 3 months, Jeffrey, the busy attorney who had high blood pressure and a very good chance of being diagnosed with diabetes, lost 48 pounds and is now on the right track to becoming the person he was in his college days. Jeffrey called me after the 3 months crying, saying, "Michael, before your help, my life was miserable. But now, with your shocking recipe, I am a changed man. I never thought I could lose the kind of weight I did at my age. Thank you." My 38-year-old sister named Jessica, who is a full-time mother of 4, was also struggling to lose all of the horrible fat she developed in her thighs and love handles. Like most people, Jessica was completely busy taking care of her kids' lives and home. I gave her the lean belly juice recipe, and in just a month, she was able to lose 19 pounds and still continues it today. The results are all incredible, and they continue to amaze me every single day. Some of my initial customers send me emails asking, "How does this one recipe make me lose all this weight? And how come nothing else has worked in the past?" Well, my answer is simple. My lean belly juice uses simple ingredients that efficiently use the body's hormones. No chemicals, no add-on unnecessary baloney extracts that people use to make them feel better and look better, but pay the price later. However, lean belly juice is all about feeding your body what it already has. Those hormones alter how the body uses energy, from food you take in on a daily basis to the fat you already have on your body. The other programs and weight loss methods people use do not productively use the body to its full potential and often don't keep in mind a human's capabilities. Interestingly enough, Studies from multiple sources, such as the University of California, Los Angeles, and the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, both have shown that although some might lose weight from a fad diet, over 95% of people who do them gain the weight back and more. Also, I know most of you have jobs that consume every ounce of energy, so when you get home, all you want to do is relax, not go to the gym. This is the main reason I searched for years trying to find a universal solution. When I first discovered and tried the 24-hour lean belly juice recipe, I kept my eating habits the same, stopped going to the gym, spent more time with my kids, and began losing weight so fast I didn't believe the scale. That was until all of my pants were several inches too big and my shirts could easily fit two of me. Another huge benefit of my secret recipe was that my clients could start saving tons of money that they previously spent on all the different health foods, gym memberships, pills, vitamins, and crazy workout equipment. Now they could save it, or even start investing in stuff that actually interested them or that they enjoyed. Listen up. Before I continue, I want you to understand that your struggles with your fat and weight loss is not your fault. It's the companies and corporations that use big celebrity endorsements, false advertising, and great marketing strategies to gain massive profits from your suffering. Those businesses such as Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, and GNC do not really care about your health and well-being. I'm only offering this secret recipe for a limited time because I am tired of seeing people like Cynthia get pushed around while all of those businesses are making millions. It just isn't fair. I want to give you the same opportunity right now that I gave to Cynthia, Jeffrey, Jessica, and 32,549 others in the last couple of months. In 1 week, those 32,549 and counting individuals have lost an average of 11 pounds with just my one secret juice recipe, and so can you. In the wrong hands, this recipe could make companies potentially hundreds of millions of dollars in just the first few years. That's why I'm only releasing this for a limited amount of time. To make any kind of profit on this product would make me resent why I'm doing this in the first place. So, I'm going to offer my secret at what it costs me to keep my website up, transaction fees, video production fees, and a couple of other costs. That way, anyone who is ready to change their lives instantly can. You no longer have to spend money on trainers, memberships, pills, programs, and even meal plans, and you can start living a more enjoyable life. Even better, you will be comfortable in your clothes and will enjoy getting ready in the morning to go to work or breakfast or anywhere. In order to change your life right now and get rid of every inch of fat on your body, you need to press the Lean My Belly Now button below the video. After that, you will fill out your information in a protected and private server that only you have access to. And considering my juice recipe has already been validated both by the scientific community, top physicians around the world, and by more than 104,977 others just like you, it should be pretty clear why when we first brought it to market, we were charging $297 to get access to it. And that is dramatically less than what you would spend for a series of doctor's visits, prescription meds, and health insurance premiums, or even 3 sessions with a trainer. And yet all at once, you can have access to the system. It's simple, easy to follow, and the little-known herbs and nutrients, powerful body-belly detox formulas, and anti-aging formulas that will blow your mind, and don't forget the healthy foods you should avoid at all costs, are all customized to your specific needs. All you have to believe is this: you can enjoy long-lasting health, you can lose as many pounds as you desire, and you can see and feel visible signs of youthful skin throughout your face, and on a cellular level. You can reduce your risk of disease by 90% or more in just a few short months. And that's not even mentioning the important things in life, the ones that can't be measured in money, such as the security and comfort of knowing that you will be there to see your children and grandchildren's adorable faces for decades to come. Imagine enjoying the golden years, taking incredible vacations, enjoying the outdoors, pursuing all of your hobbies, creating beauty and inspiring others to do the same. And while you're doing all of it, why not live a life where people think you are lying when you share your age with them? I say do it. And you and I both know you deserve it. All because you now know the truth. And soon, so will the ones you care about most, such as your children and grandchildren who depend on you with their lives. Yes, I think $279 is a steal, and a lot of people have emailed me saying we should be charging a lot more. But you know what? I want to show and prove to you that this isn't about money. Hell, this 24-hour lean belly juice recipe literally saved Cynthia's life. Looking back, Cynthia shouldn't be here right now, but someone up above decided to keep her here so I could share her story and the simple lean belly recipe with you. that was written on a small post-it note. What kind of man would I be if I tried to get rich off a second chance of life? How could I look myself in the mirror? I couldn't, which is why you are not going to have to pay anywhere close to $279 to get your hands on the Lean Belly Juice system today. In fact, you won't even have to pay $197 or $97, which is less than the cost of one personal training session or a P90X or Beachbody Bust Your Butt bundle. Instead, when you say yes to the Lean Belly Juice today and you make the commitment to save your own health while regaining the physique and vitality you have experienced in 10, 20, or more than 30 years, you will simply be asked to help cover my website maintenance and distribution costs by investing a meager $57 in your long-term health and wellness. Now, I'm sure you agree that this offer is of undeniable value, and you're probably ready to get started right now. However, before you do, as a special thank you for watching this exclusive presentation, I'm going to go even further and make you an offer you can't refuse. Today, you're not even going to pay the massively discounted price of $57. Through this special video presentation only, you're going to get immediate access to everything for a one-time, single, secure investment of only $37. Once you click the Lean My Belly Now button, you will receive my Lean Belly Juice secret recipe for just $37. Wait, but I didn't mention yet that you are getting my 5-minute exercise workout plan that you can do on the couch to double your results while trying the Lean Belly Juice formula at home. Mental transformation plan on how to control your weight loss process, and even more information about theories and myths that you thought are true but are actually false and stopping you from achieving the life and physique that you have always wanted. To put that into perspective, the average cost of personal training sessions are $60 every time you go. Gym memberships average $50 a month, not including the initiation fee. Customized meal plans can cost an arm and a leg as well. Those pills and fat burners you have been buying total hundreds of dollars alone. I don't even need to go on to show you that this program is worth it. But if that doesn't convince you enough, why not give it a try? I'm offering a full money-back, no questions asked guarantee for 60 days after the purchase of the product. And if you don't see any progress in your belly fat loss within just a week, I want you to return it. That way, you don't have to worry about trying my secret lean belly juice that so many individuals have had unbelievable success with. With just a click of a button, you will be infinitely closer to getting back the body you had in your 20s, just filled with energy and positivity. Now that I've taken all your insecurities away about buying the Lean Belly Juice system, there really is no reason not to try it. To me, it's an extremely easy decision. You can either stay the same as you are right now, continuing down that same unhealthy and potentially life-taking path, or you can click the Lean My Belly Now button below the video right now. As I said before, I'm only leaving this up for a few months to ensure that those huge corporations that have been screwing us over for years do not take my secret away and try to suck every nickel and dime out of it as possible. This is about you and your desire to change and look better than you ever have. I'm extremely confident in my secret recipe and want to see your results. Please take pictures and weigh yourself before you start because, trust me, in just a day, you will see drastic changes to your weight, health, mood, energy, and overall attitude just like Cynthia, Jeffrey, and Jessica. It will not just affect you, but all the people around you. Do not waste time thinking about this. Click the button below and get ready for the change of a lifetime. But if you think about it too long, you might miss out on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Again, I do not know how much longer this offer will be up. I cannot even promise you how long this secret link, which is 100% secure with your payment via a trustworthy merchant processor, will exist. But what I can promise you is if you get the Lean Belly Juice program today, which includes the formula to help you lose pure fat in just a couple of days like myself, Cynthia, and the many other people I shared their experience with you, you will understand why I made you understand where I'm coming from and the importance of you taking a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change the life you and your family has. By purchasing this product, you are not just learning how to lose weight in an informal way, but learning how to change your mindset and have the life you want. Although Cynthia's story may make you tear up and feel bad for her, don't. If there's anything you can do, it is to learn from her mistakes. Cynthia was unaware that society was trying to bankrupt her bank account. Cynthia today lives a good and much better life. She is in a current relationship with a lawyer who does really good for himself and to support Cynthia's local clothes business across the street from her house. All her kids go to a good private school in Houston. And they all could not believe that the number one reason why they didn't have everything they did only a couple of years ago was due to their mindset. Thinking positive and happy changed their lives. However, most people don't know how to incorporate happiness when they can only think about sadness and feel depressed. Medicine is a great tool, but your mind is the best medicine available.